Hi guys and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. I'm Farhad. If you're new to this channel then please smash that subscribe button now. And today the film that I'm going to be discussing is the Malayalam film which is called Ottu. As you all know, my love for Malayalam cinema is never ending, and so every time there's a new Malayalam film I happen to watch it. I don't want to miss any of them, no matter how mediocre. I don't see too many mediocre Malayalam films, but yeah, for a lack of a better word, even if there are a few mediocre films, they're still better than many other films. So I really wished to watch O2 with the same enthusiasm, and I knew very little about the film, as is the case with all my reviews, all my other films that are there. I don't really uh, before watching the film, I don't really research about the subject, but I just was reading a few reviews of it, surprisingly, and the reviews had absolutely panned the film, and that is something that was surprising because you don't really get to see any Malayalam film being panned, something like that. So it I did go in with a little amount of skepticism, but still, I mean, I was really hopeful that because it is a Malayalam film. Now, this is, by the way, a bilingual as well. So, it has been remade into Tamil. In fact, not remade, it was shot simultaneously in Tamil and released a few days after the Malayalam release date. It is a bilingual year, O2. So O2 basically follows the story of idle man, you can say, not doing anything basically, and he is given the responsibility of bringing back the memories of a dreaded gangster, and this was the one liner that I had also read before going into the film, despite knowing very little, and that had excited me a lot. It was like something that I wanted to see and wanted to see how it would transform into something which would be interesting. And The screenplay here of just a shade above 100 minutes, I feel ensured that it did not waste any time here. And the first thing that I saw on the screen, it flashed chapter 2, and I was a little taken aback that, oh, wait a minute, does it have like a first in the series? Or am I missing something? Should I still proceed with the film? That is the first thought that I got when I started the film. And uh, chapter 2, as the film slow, I decided to let it continue, and as it turned out that I got to know that this is actually the second in the three-part series, and there's a chapter 1 as well as a chapter 3, which are in the pipelines, and so this is the middle chapter that is there. So basically there's a prequel as well as a sequel planned for this film, so that made things interesting given the subject, and it was a smart move on the part of the makers to get the chapter 2 part out. This is because there is no baggage of any of the characters. You do not know what the characters do, what the world building is, nothing of that sort. You know is that there is some amount of mystery that is there, and that needs to be solved. So the audience is also a part of this film, and I felt that this was something that was, it went in the film's favor, definitely. Another interesting aspect that I got to know that while watching the film was that it got the location spot on, by the way. And this film is initially set in Mumbai or Bombay, and that essence of the city, and I know the essence very well because I am from Mumbai, I am from Bombay, and so the essence of the city is captured through some real locations that are there, and that is something that was fascinating. They did not offer a set, the flavor of the city was there, and that is something that I really enjoyed. So the characters are quickly introduced. I mean, there is no world building, which was unlike a Malayalam film. There normally is a world building dedicated that is there in the script, but here there was no world building, which on the hindsight I got to know that it is for obvious reasons and good reasons, good enough reasons that there was no world building. And so the characters are introduced, and I really started enjoying the bromance between the two characters of Kunchacko, Boban, and Arvind Swami. They had a nice little relationship to start with, and that is when the problems in the film start to arise. Some of the criticism that I had been reading about it initially, and that is when the road trip starts. Now the road trip forms a major chunk of this film, barring the last 30 minutes and the first, you can say, 20-25 minutes. The entire thing is a road trip, and that is where the problem in the screenplay is. Surely the writers wanted the process to be organic, about finding out and recollecting the memories of one of the two characters. And so here they opted for the road trip, wherein one character tries to tries to help the other character recall some things from his memory. Now the thing was that it was largely uneventful. I mean, it did not resonate the way it should have. In fact, it also swayed a little away from its source material, which was a stylized thriller. And had they stuck to that, I feel the source material of being a stylized thriller, irrespective, keeping everything aside, of anything being organic or not organic, if all of them, the writers would have kept them aside, then this, I think, would have been true to its source material, and probably an edge of the seat stuff. But here, when the entire road trip is there, that is something that, I wouldn't say it is out and out boring. It was not boring, but it was largely uneventful for me, and that is something that was a problem here, because there are Easter eggs in the screenplay in the final 30 minutes. When there are twist after twist after twist, that is something that catches you off guard. Now I can also imagine this approach being that, to slow things down before the storm comes out. That probably may have been the thinking, but somehow the execution wasn't quite there, in the middle section, and that is something that I felt was the downfall, slight downfall of this film. Although this film is extremely watchable, by any stretch of imagination, it is watchable. And but the final 30 minutes, and that is where things get exciting. The twist and the turns will absolutely catch you off guard. I did not see that coming, and to be honest, there were no real hints in the screenplay as well. This was all in all in control of the writers and the makers, and when the twist comes out, you actually are caught off guard, and then that is when the characters unleash absolute mayhem in some good action stylized sequences that were there, which were very well shot, by the way. And although they did seem over the top, but that is the theme of the film. The twists are like Abbas Mastan films, and I'm sure they would be proud of them, not degrading anything or something. They were good twists, and I was really impressed by that. Only if the middle section was good, I think the screenplay would have really come out enhanced well. So this is overall a decent screenplay with some Herculean twists at the end. That is something that is there. Coming to the technical aspects, I feel that the dialogues are okay, they are adequate, nothing much to shout about. The music is good here. I really like the music here. Um, the background music also, it gives you a sense of style and substance that is there in the screenplay, when in the background of some immaculate action sequences, or car racing sequences, some all of that, so that the BGM, I think, was quite spectacular here, and I really enjoyed it. Went very well with the drama. The cinematography also, it seems straight out of a Michael Bay film, with the flying drones that are there, and that is something that was really good to see. Director, I think here he did a pretty good job here in the first and the final act, but in the middle there was a stumbling block, and that is something that was normally the talking point of the film as well, I feel. And but I would say he still did a pretty good job overall. If you see, it was a good attempt here. Coming to the performances, I feel the performances, Isha Reba, she looks very pretty and she did a good job here. Amalda Diz also did a pretty good job. But the show definitely belonged to Kunchacko Bobbin and Arvind Swami, and both of them are spectacular. They both had layered characters, and they were there approximately in the entire screen time. By the way, there's a cameo by Jackie Shroff. Probably his character will be, I won't reveal any of that. Sorry, I would not reveal any of that. But okay, let's stick to these two, Kunchacko Bobbin and Arvind Swami, and both of them, they did a spectacular job. Both of them have layered characters, and they'll take you on an exhilarating trip. Even when things aren't going your way, they make things watchable for sure. And their bromance is very infectious. So overall, I feel that Otto is a decent thriller. I wouldn't totally write it off saying it's bad or boring. No, it's neither of that for me, in my personal opinion. It's a decent thriller, but there are multiple twists. So if you get past that roadblock, that is some stumbling block, roadblock, whatever you want to call it, in the middle, then there are Easter eggs to be had, and hopefully the makers will, overcome these flaws in the chapter 1 and chapter 3 that are going to be planned. It's a decent watch. If you just want to, watch it just as a leisurely viewing, then this is a good movie. It's a decent movie. So if you're liking this video, please smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts on the film or two, and what did you make of it. I don't know whether many of you have liked it or not, but let me know your thoughts nevertheless. Also throw me some recommendations. I will try to get back to that. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Press that bell icon. You'll get to know when I'm online with a new video. And if you'd like to read my full review of Ottu on my site, Popcorn Reviews, then please visit my site, the link of which is in the description box below. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. All social media links are in the description box as well. So then, until next time, thank you so much for your love and support.